Good afternoon, guys. Just give us a few minutes. I'm just setting things up and just let the guys to tune in as well. A little bit of time because I did say 25 minutes or so, and I'm actually early. So just going to give a few minutes. Who is it? Mike? If you can just let me know you can hear me clearly, that'd be great. That's great. Thanks a lot, Mike. Yeah, just going to give just a few minutes, yeah, because we potentially got a set up on gold. So I just want to see what is actually happening, because I've been waiting to take a position on gold. So right now is around the level I was looking at. So let's see if we get the opportunity now. To be honest, right, I'm new to YouTube. I mean, I never actually used YouTube in terms of doing things like that, Mike, and it's just something that just started. So it's kind of learning things. I'm not even sure what you mean by IG account. That's something that I haven't a clue what it is. Oh, Instagram, right, okay. Yeah, I'll be doing this. But to be honest, right, because I never actually had anything in mind in terms of expanding through different platform. It was like I was more focusing on the few of the guys that was following me from the beginning of the year, last year. And I was just working with them, and they kind of recommended like it's time for you to do something and let the guys know what you're actually doing, and because they are benefiting from it. And then I thought I'll put some time to it. But to be honest, right, the frustrating thing that is the most frustrating thing is the most of the guys that actually been following me for last year and a half, I don't understand why they're not even tuning into YouTube to subscribe. So it's kind of annoying, but it really doesn't bother me whatsoever because, as I said, I'm not doing anything for any profit or anything. All I'm doing is I'm taking a trade. If any of you guys wish to take one, that's great. If not, you can just see what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And the guys that actually um, here to just rely on just signals, unfortunately, I may not be the person to follow because I don't take trades randomly. I take trades if I believe that um, I'm going to make money on that trade. I would take it. There's no guarantee on any trades, so I take what I post what I take, and a lot of guys actually start to learn from it as well, and that is something that I'm focusing on. Hopefully, more of guys start taking notice of. All right. What is it? I'll post that link because a lot of guys actually probably don't have the notification on, and write this. Let's see if anyone else comes. They will be coming after I'm out of the trade. Okay, what is happening with the trade? They will be entering when I'm actually out. And that's quite a common thing, happens quite regularly. I goes, you need to watch the time when I entered and things like that instead of jumping in. Let me go into the chart because it's time running out. I need to set up my trade. Right. If anyone can just confirm, you can see my chart, the gold chart.
Yes.
Clear. You can see the chart clearly. That's great. Okay, let's first mark it up because at the moment I'm just waiting for that, because my order was at 13.15, so my order was there 13.15 there, so it just missed out by about 15-20 pips. So now I think there possibly be an opportunity here when I'm looking at smaller time frame. It's showing signs of possible pullback. Let me get the chart clearly up. Right, there. So it's showing signs of pullback now. I'm just waiting for the hour to close for me to make a decision on that. Because my markup is pretty much, this is where my main selling area is. This is for my long term. So from there, I'll be targeting all the way down to anywhere around 12.40, even below 12, around 11. This is where I'm waiting for. That is my main area, which is around 13.40 to 13.50. That is where my main setup is for long term, to hold the position for possibly for 6 months to even a year. That's my setup for to sell. If the market gets there, that's when I'm be ready to take my position, mainly for long term. Because as I said, I don't trade gold every day. It's a certain position I usually hold for 2 months, 3 months, sometime even up to 6 months. Those are the levels that if it gets there, I take my position, and that is more of like investing it. You take a whatever it is, and I usually take calculate my risk, and I just put it down and just leave it and see what happens. It did paid me well, very well last year on buy, and with a small positions, he made a lot of money from just a small position. If you can imagine, I think we start buying last year from 1160, I think it was, or 1170, and now market is at 1300. So even £1, if you had invested, that would have made you about 3 grand on that trade. But those things is, I don't advise anyone with a small account to trade gold, to be honest, because it's just not something that your small account would allow you to do. It's more of guys with large account, they can just leave it and see what happens. Right, I'm just waiting for short term right now. Is just a short term setup. Is a potential short term setup here. It's just gonna mark it up. So this is where another just recent rejection is at 1311, and my sell setup was at 1315. So it's close enough. Let's see what it does in this hour. Let's make it a bit bigger so you guys can see it. So what I'm looking at right now is from there. Let me show you on daily. So because I was buying for last whole week, and now I decided to go. Sorry, last few trades I was buying, and now I'm looking to go short. Where is it? Right, that is daily. One of the reason I'm taking it is I clearly identify it's uptrend, short-term uptrend, but the candles. This candle is actually my decision to take a trade. This candle indicating is momentum is slowing down. So if I'm right with this candle, then the market, I should see the market around 1280. That would be the where we're going to see a lot of buying and selling pressure. And if sellers take control, I'll be expecting to hit around 1250. So that is the reason I'm taking. Based my trigger point is this candle. I'm focusing on this candle. After this massive move, now this candle formed, and today actually market went above it. All depends how the daily closes. That will give us the direction of here or heading towards 50. But in terms of the risk to reward is good, very good. That's the reason I will be taking a position on this short, because if I'm right from there, this is what I could expect, and if I'm wrong, I'll be out straight away, because after this 15 could expect up to 1350, 1340, around that area. So I will not be interested to stay on the trade. So let's see what is happening. Hourly closing right now. Our hourly candle is closing right now. So I want to see how the hourly candle is closing. Yeah, hourly candle giving me one signal, which I could expect on this one. If this is a correct reversal, I could expect up to 1298. So what is my risk if I'm targeting there? If I put my stop got to be 15, because this is the area that actually will most likely be test. So I would have to put at least 13. Yeah, I have to put at least on 16, 13, 16. So if my stop is there, that's 70 pips, 80 pips, and I'm targeting. So 1 to 1 up to there. 1 to 1 up to there. We get through this, then we'll be expecting. So I will be taking in terms of, if I'm right on this one, I'll be expecting this move up to here. I mean, this is a smaller time frame. And if you look at daily, this is the area that I will be expecting to bounce. So if I target up to there with this stop loss, is it worth for me to take it? So that gives me just above 1 to 1. And if I get it this one, so that's 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So yes, it is worth it for me to consider this one. So now that I made my decision, I am going to take a position on this. So when do I enter? There's two places that I will be looking to enter. That is 1 hourly. All right, guys, I will take my position. It's up to you guys if you want to take it or not. If you're an experienced trader or if you don't have much knowledge, just don't trade on your real account. Practice on your demo. That's what I would advise you. See how it works, and then when you have the confidence, then you can trade on your real account. I am taking myself a trade, so that is the reason that I'm marking up. And if you guys want to take it, just take it and manage your risks. Very, very important to manage your risk. So my entry will be just around here, which is 13,078. So that is where I'm looking to enter. Alternatively, I will be entering here. Any rejection around this area again, that's when I'll be looking to enter, and always stop will be at 16. So right now, it's pretty much I'm waiting for see what the market do. Is it going to do another test? If it does another test and I see a fail, and I will enter there, stop is going to be about 20 pips. And if I enter here, the stop is going to be about 70 to 80 pips. So all depends which way is going. I'm just watching to see what it's actually doing right now. So let me look onto, if I can get my chart up. Right, I'm going to focus on 5 minutes for a few minutes to see what is actually happening. Right, 5 minutes indicating possibly we see a little bit of pullback. All right, I'm just getting my other screen ready to take up as help. I'm just going to set my orders. Right, I'm just setting my orders, guys, because I would post it on the channel if anyone wants to take it as well. So I'm just quickly setting my orders. Right, what is happening here? Okay, if any of you guys on USDJPY, which I sent you on the channel, it looking good, but just watch out because it could go and test that 110. That is a possibility of doing that, and that's when we're going to look to sell. And right now we took a 15 pip stop. Let's see if we can get that one move that is I'm looking for. Hopefully we get that. And Euro USD, guys, wasn't a very good profit. As I advise you, book your partial profit, then you should be relaxed because at entry, let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm just setting my gold. That's what I'm doing. So if you know how to put the order, then do so, because this is where I am putting my order. Let's see where it is. Where is it again? Let's look on 1 hour. I don't know why is my computer is going so slow. Let's try this one. I don't know why my computer just frozen. That's not a good thing. That's a good sign. I need to get my chart up. Why is it gone dead? There's nothing moving on my chart. Okay, there. Okay, let me get 1 hour. I don't know. I'm just having a problem with my screen, guys. You just frozen. Just don't understand why is it doing this. Come on. This is not the right time for computer to mess around. This is definitely not the right time. Just don't understand what is happening with my screen. This is definitely not the right time to mess around. Let me see if I can get it. Right, okay. Okay, right. So this is, I don't know why my markup disappeared. So this is where I'm going to take a position. Exactly here, which is 13075. That's where I'm having my order set. 13078. The stop is at 16. 13, 16 is where my stop is. And my targeting, right, it is going towards top 9. I will only enter below the candle, so 1280 is my final target. Right, I just placed an order on it. Let's see how that plans out. Right, as I said, I'm only selling on this where the red line is. This is it. Right, guys, I'm not sure who's actually in it. I can hear some noise, quite squeaky noise. Right, who's there? I don't know where the noise is coming from. I think, who's it? Is it Anas? No. Mute, mute, mute. There's a noise coming from somewhere. It's quite annoying. Mute. Okay, I got it. Right. As I explained to you guys before, why I'm taking the trades and why I'm taking it. So I'm just waiting for it now. Let's see if that order get triggered. Where is it? Let's go into hourly. Okay. Right. I am almost into the trade, not quite yet. I'm not still on. Pretty much where the red line is, which is 130775. That's where my order is going to get triggered. And this stop is at 1316. That's where my stop is. My final target is 1280. So let's see where we get to. These are the level. If the order get triggered, you should be booking your partial profit at 1300. You should be booking your partial around 1300. That should be the first thing you should be watching out for if the order get triggered. And then we'll be targeting up to here. This is the area that where we're likely to see bounce to the top, or we're going to see coming to the downside. So that is the reason that is pretty much what closer to 1-to-1, I think. So that's 45. Yeah, 45 pips. You must book your partial profit at if the order get triggered and make the right move towards us. As I said, this is where my main selling area is for long term. So hopefully we can get to this one and then come out successfully. So what is not triggered? Just waiting. Right, guys. We're just waiting here. Any you guys got any questions? Because right now, just pretty much waiting. This is where the order gonna get triggered, and let's see if it does. I'm not jumping in straight away. What else is it? We are on Euro USD. We are on USD JPY. We are on NZD CAD from yesterday. It's just bouncing on our entry. 3-4 times I've seen this coming to our entry, then bounce back up. So let's see what happens. It's pretty much showing signs of coming down, but then just keep bouncing. We'll give today. Let's see how the daily candle closes. Because this one got a potential, just need the price to drop and close below 1950. Then we should see a lot of sellers coming in. It just not doing it there. It just bounced back up from that area. So let's see if we can get through today. If we do, NZD card, we should be in a good trade. If we see price closes 10904050. I'm just focusing on that number. And NZD card, guys, I don't know if you took it on Friday. It wasn't my analysis. It was one of my students. And And yeah, I made 50 pips without me even looking at the chart. I just took it. As soon as I saw the analysis, I just took it, because that's how much confidence I have on that individual. It's a really amazing trader named Joseph. It just something that, because everyone is always, no matter who you are, there's always ways of learning. And I'm actually learning from Joseph as well, because there's a strategy that Joseph uses, and I never actually looked at that before. Now I'm looking at it. And it's long-term analysis. If I do post on the channel, you guys should take it seriously. Joseph is a really amazing trader, and for long-term setup is pretty much, I posted on my channel last year a lot of signals. You guys probably, most of the time I mentioned a name, but sometimes I didn't. I just posted. I looked at Joseph's analysis last year. I actually took a lot of trades on just on analysis, and I just looked for my entry and took it. Almost 85 to 90% analysis, Joseph got it right last year, and that is amazing for any standard of traders, no matter who you are, to get that. It's just amazing. So now with Joseph's analysis, I don't even look at it. I just like always just look for my entry and just take it, because that's how good the analysis are. NZD card, it did hit the first target when Joseph analyzed on Friday, got to 50 pips, but then market reversed. But that doesn't mean the analysis is wrong. 50 pips made the right move. Anyone in, you should have done something with your trade. But I re-entered again yesterday, because it followed analysis, and it just market decided to push up a bit. But let's see what happens today. Right, gold just slipping there, guys. That is very unusual, just slipping there, because I think gold realized my order is there. I think I'm going to take the market down, or maybe all of you guys got big orders there. That's why gold is kind of scared to even touch. It's not even touching it. Anyways, just if you put the order on, make sure you manage your risk properly, because gold, when it pays you handsomely, but when it takes you, you never even look back. You just never even say hello.
What is the order? Sorry, I just missed that.
Order is at 130775.
13005. Okay.
1307. Sorry, 1307.75. I'll just post it on the channel. Okay. I'll post my order on the channel. So if anyone looking to, the reason I'm not jumping in is I'm expecting we might see a touch at 1500. Sorry, 1315. That's where I had an order, but just missed it. But when I'm looking at on smaller time frame, it's showing there's a possibility of doing a pullback from where it is now. So that's why I'm taking out one position, and let's see how that plans out. Order is at, I'll post it in the channel, so if anyone wants to. Gold is something that I really don't trade daily basis. It's something I usually mark it up. I already marked it up for the year, and the target, if I say the target, you're going to be quite shocked, and you probably think it's a joke. But last year I got it right, like pretty much 100% right, exactly from sell point to buy point. I got it right last year. If you look on the channel, hopefully I get this year right. I made one really error I made on gold. Is like, if I had kept my position, it's something that I advise all of you guys as well. Just hold. But one day I woke up and I saw markets doing something very unusual, and I was like, no, I think I got it wrong. By doing this, I pretty much lost what, 3, 4, 5, possibly about 10 grand on the trade, because it hit the target and I come out on maybe on 30%. I come out so early, and I thought I got it wrong. So that's why, guys, when you analyze yourself, just stick to it. Just don't listen to anybody. Obviously, sometimes you do make mistakes, which I did with gold. I don't have any regret, because I didn't lose that trade. I made a little bit of money where I could have, if I had to stick to my trade plan and not even looking anywhere else, just stick to my plan, that trade could have made my last year's income. It wasn't a big lot. Don't get me wrong. It's not 3 or 5 standard lots. It just 0.5. 0.5 could have made me about 8 grand on that trade. That's just if I had just left it from where it was. But these things happens. But no regret, long as not losing any money. So that's why gold is more of investing. If you can get in the right side of the investors and you're in the right place, it can pay you handsomely. So that's one of the reasons I sometimes I trade gold here and there. But that one is more of like taking a short term, and I like to see price below 13. So below 13 gives me confidence to say this is where it's heading to. Above is every chance of doing the bounce and hitting 1340. So that's why I'm a bit cautious on gold. Right, I just posted on the channel so you can see it. So 1280 is my final target on this one. So I'll be watching out for 13. So that's where you guys, if the order get trigger, and you should be booking your profit at anywhere around partial at 13, because this is where it's going to bounce. If you see a reversal, it's going to straight down, and if you see a bounce, likelihood is possibly above the 15. So that is the reason that any chance we get here, which is pretty much 45 pips from entry, you should be booking partial profit and maybe moving your stop. So that is something that you should be watching out for. Look, this this is what really get you. Gold was moving quite up and down for last 3-4 hours, and all of a sudden just got paused. So what is it planning out for? That's the reason I didn't jump in. Although I could have entered there, I didn't jump in because from there you could just go straight to the top. Because it's gone so quiet. It's like gone so quiet, and this storm is about to due, I think. Everything is so silent. Gold is going to sleep. Right. So one of the reasons I entered, as I said to you guys, if you're on it from the start, is the rejection here. And short term, that is my setup. Getting to there, that's pretty much 1-to-1. I'll be happy to book my or close, or I won't be closing. I'll be putting my stop at break even if I do get to there. Let's see. So what is, there's nothing else. Today is another thing is happening, isn't it? Brexit voting taking place. I need to find out the exact time. I think about around 7 o'clock. The voting taking place. So if it is, hopefully we can get into the right side today. Last time last voting, just with few guys, we made 350 pips within 15 minutes, but I couldn't get all of you guys in at the time because I was rushing, and everything happened so quickly. It's no time. So hopefully if you do get in today in the right side. Right. Any of you guys got any questions? Because I'm not going to be waiting here all day because I need to go and pick my son up from school as well. So order set, you know the reason behind it, why I took put the order there, and let's see how that plan out. Let's see if anyone else. Right, guys. I hope all of you guys on my YouTube subscribe to my YouTube. Show some support, and we'll be able to do more sessions, and let's see how that week has started well. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just USDJPI and gold, don't they go opposite of each other?
Which
Like
one? USD?
USDJPY and gold,
Yeah.
don't they go opposite each other? So if
There is a correlation, but it's not following it for last 6 months. It hasn't been following. There is
okay,
what you're saying is you got that right. Yeah, it does, but you can't just rely on those. It's been that's what I used to do. I used to go on both at the same time, but it literally for last 6 months I've been trying it, and that strategy wasn't working because it just not
so
following it. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. That's what I used to do is usually analyze one, and I used to go with the other one because I already know those are the moves, likely moves. But it's for last 6 months it hasn't been doing this, and that's where most of the traders getting caught out, I think. Few times I've done it, and after that I realized it's not working. Then I just changed that method. So yeah, I understand where you're getting that from, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So it can't really rely all the time on correlation. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's best at the time you go and analyze both of them. If you're thinking about it, let's see what both doing, and if you see your entry, then you can take it. Otherwise, just jumping in, believing that this one going to go down, another one going to go up, it's just reducing your chances.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I told you guys to hold the Euro USD on break even. This one is pretty much there's some data is coming out as well, and the 4 hour candle close very very positive towards our trade. And if the data is what I'm expecting, then we could actually see 1350. We could actually see 1350. So that is the reason that I'm holding on break even. I booked my partial profit and I'm putting on the break even.
Ya, hangi kilit vallahi ye. Gerçi. Bak ya.
Right. Okay. So the gold is trying to push up, and that is the reason I didn't enter on that candle. So gold, I don't know if you guys are aware of gold. Our candle doesn't close same time as like other currencies. The 4 hourly candle doesn't close same time. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. So I'm waiting for the 4 hourly candle to close to see what is actually happening. Then I might even decide to cancel the order or not, because I'm waiting for the 4 hourly candle now. Now I got my decision with based on 1 hour candle there. Now the 4 hourly is closing in 35 minutes, 25 minutes, and that 4 hourly candle could give me more confirmation in terms of did I put my order right, or should I cancel my
Ocak
order?
چیز کرده بود علی. سعید گفت کجا بذارین؟
All right, okay, guys. So you guys know the why I took this trade, and if there's anything else, if I do cancel my order, I'll let you guys know on the channel, and let's see how that one plays out. USD, do not move your stop from entry, because there's some data coming out at 3 o'clock, I think, or 3:15. So if that makes the right move, we could have a very good day. Yeah, USD is just literally trying to go back up, come back down. So our entry was good entry, so that's why I'm leaving on break even to see what is actually happening with the data. USDJPY just actually is showing a good sign right now. Yeah, hourly showing a good sign. Let's see how that works out. USD only took 15 pips. If it goes to about 30 pips, guys, USDJPY put in break even as well, because that one it's the range is getting tighter. You don't know which way is likely to make the move, but looking at it 4 hourly is showing a good sign of towards the bottom. So let's see that follow through. Who is it? Sherwood. Okay. So let's see how the trade goes. At the moment, pretty much not with all the trades. We were pretty much on break even for most of the trades. So it just ends the card. Let's see how that one plays out. GBP, yeah. So GBP, I'm not touching it. I'm just waiting for the voting to take place before I decide. Because my setup is, as I said, towards buy, but all things could only change depending on the voting. Right, thanks a lot, guys. I just need to go because I need to pick my son up from school very soon. And hopefully you guys have a good trading day, and we'll catch up later.
Well, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, man.